Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Hey, Randy here. Welcome back to RSB Outdoors Adventures. Apparently it takes rain to make me decide to do a video. I'm running late on when I wanted to get this video out. So I am tomorrow and then I leave Friday. So today's Wednesday and I leave Friday, but I wanted to cover a few things on my Mini-Mate camper that I'd talked about. The first thing is when I told you I had a 5-prong plug for my Mini-Mate and I used a 6-prong. The reason I done that is I ran a wire around here for my bougie RV cooler. That way I don't have to worry about the weight of ice and everything. So in order to run that, I hooked up a 12-volt DC outlet that actually runs into my trailer wiring. So when I plug my trailer up, it automatically gives me power to my cooler. So that is one thing. Me and a buddy of mine actually made the mount that it sits down in. It's very stable. I simply take 2 bungee cords and run over the top of it, one about here and one about here, and that is what holds it in place while I'm going down the road. So I took it on a 2-week trip last year and did not have a single issue out of it. Turned out to work out really well. I did add the cover this year. I know Alaska roads are pretty rough, muddy. We're going to run into plenty of rain up there, so I figured I'd add it on there. The other thing I added was this Roto Pack for gas. So that gives me an extra 2 gallons of gas, which we're going to need along the way. My father-in-law also has a bag that we're going to use. This was pretty easy to install. I did make, I don't know if you can see, but I made a plate to put on the inside. That way it gives it a little bit more support and helps it stabilize on there. I had it full all year last year on our 2-week trip. Never had an issue with it, so I need to pull it off and go fill it up. However, I don't know if you see what's missing here, but it's a motorcycle. I actually just got a call from the Honda dealership telling me that it was done. So I'm going to go pick it up in the rain. And in here, I've got, you can't see a whole lot in there because it's dark in there, but I went to Walmart and bought these Rubbermaid tubs, and man, they stack in this really nice. It also leaves me a center compartment here to where I can put some of my sleeping bag and whatnot that I don't put in a Rubbermaid tub. And any little knickknacks I find along the way on this trip, I can stack in there. And I also made these, in which I'm in the process of packing because, well, I leave Friday and this is Wednesday evening. But I cut these down and I put this angle on them, on the ends of them, to where when I'm pulling my camper up on them, a lot of times they'll try to slide and everything, and you would think you'd slide them up underneath there like that. However, I have found that if you slide them up underneath there with the angle down on the ground and kind of hit them up in there, it helps it pull right up on there. That way I'm not struggling to get them up on there. And that just helps me lower my jacks down and adjust it to where it gets level instead of having to try to pick the camper up like I done last year and get it flipped down. Now I can put that on there and it gives me a little bit of clearance to where I can get it set up. So those go right here. I also made, man, I wish we could see better. Let's see here. What do I have that will, oh, I know what we have. We have this new addition that I done. It's this little fan. And it's a battery operated fan that's plugged up. As you can see, 4 different stages. This thing is hopefully going to be a nice addition because it's also got a built-in light. So this is a little toolbox I built and mounted into the Mini-Mate, and it's secured down through the floor with the bolts to hold it in place. And I've got all my knickknacks for plug-in kit for the tires and breakover bar and sockets for in case I have a flat on the trailer or something. All sorts of things in there. Some extra straps. I guess I can show you a little better in here now. So I've got 4 of those Rubbermaid tubs stacked on each other up there. My poles will go over here along this. They sit there real nice when I fold it all up. And then back here at the back, actually, let's slide that right up there. Back here at the back, I have 2 more Rubbermaids, and I can actually put a 3rd one here if I need to. I don't think I'm going to need to. I think I've got everything that I'm going to need packed already in here. I have plenty of those 2 Rubbermaids are packed with nothing but coffee, oatmeal, and freeze-dried meals. I bought plenty and packed plenty. That way, if we do find ourselves in a situation, we'll at least have plenty of food. And in here I've got my jet boil. If you don't have one of these, actually with this camper you don't necessarily have to have one, but this jet boil is phenomenal for freeze-dried meals and to make your coffee in. I've got a platypus in there to filter my coffee. My buddy Gep turned us on to this Maxim white gold coffee back when we were floating years ago, and me and my wife both like it. If you like creamer in your coffee, I normally drink it black, but on the road this stuff is amazing instant coffee. So I've got a bunch of that coffee. This is my clothes. I tried to put this down here is the one that stays all the time. It's got my adder room and stuff in it, but I tried to put the heavier ones in the back. That way it helps with my tongue weight on the camper. And now if I can turn this off, I'm going to have to finish packing here at some point. And I'm going to set you down here for a moment to where I can pull this rod down and collapse this thing. Just long enough to hopefully show you what I've done on the top side of my camper. It's amazing video footage. See, this is what I'm telling you guys. You are in for an absolute treat when it comes to my videos. It's going to be amazing. I know it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing because it's a vacation. So here, I built this rack out of aluminum and put it on here, and when I meet up with my father-in-law, he's got a bigger propane tank that we can use for the stove that he's bringing, and I'm going to strap it on here. I've got some extra bungee cords, and this is the Starlink Mini that I mounted on here, and I actually activated it, took it out of standby mode today. That way, and I've got, it's just the mount that comes with it, but it goes over that bar. So, and then this is what I plan on using probably most of the time, especially when I'm by myself, to mount the camera on to make my videos. And I do believe that pretty well covers everything that I've done to the Mini-Mate. This is kind of a quick video, if you will, just due to the fact that I've had a lot going on with Father's Day and just some events that have taken me away from doing what I should be doing. Some good events, some not so good events, and I'm sure I'll touch on that later on. But other than that, I'm excited to go get my bike because I planned on having it all week this week to prepare, get my tire pressure set where I need them, and get it all hooked up. However, it didn't work out that way because the air filter at Honda took a little bit longer for them to put in than what I was expecting. But I do believe that is everything, guys. And Friday morning, I'm going to try to get a video before I leave. I'm going to make my wife wake up and come out and see me off at 5 to 5:30 in the morning. And the journey will begin. My brother and father-in-law are leaving tomorrow, and they're going to do 2 days to get to Sioux Falls and get set up at the campground and probably be waiting on my arrival. I plan on leaving here at 5 or 5:30 in the morning. It's my plan. And riding straight through, it's 770 miles that I'll put on my bike in day one just to get up to meet up with them at the KOA that we're staying at. So that'll be fun. It's supposed to be rainy, which is going to be just amazing. Last year when me and my wife and brother-in-law and sister-in-law went, we started off, my wife and I rode from here in Marshfield, Missouri to Kansas City, Missouri in a torrential downpour. So we started it off good, but the weather got better as we went, and then it got worse, and then it got better, and that's just going to be part of it. So I will say that I've learned, if you plan on going to Canada from the US, there is a certain insurance card that you have to get from your insurance company. Luckily, my brother-in-law stumbled across that and gave me a heads up, so I do have that, and I actually laminated it. Hopefully that don't get me in trouble, but I didn't want to come up with a issue right when we got to the border. I guess the other thing that I need to show you is my power pack, which I will probably set right about there and strap on there. Let me flip you around here. That is my power pack. It's T500. Worked really good on our 2-week vacation last year. That's what I will plug my Starlink up to while I'm going down the highway. So my Starlink will plug up and we'll have Wi-Fi the entire time. And then when we get set up at night, we can charge batteries for the cameras and cell phones and, you know, all the problems that we have these days that we need to keep up with. But all right, guys, well, that is a short 12-minute video to give you a little hindsight on the Mini Mate. I was really wanting to get it wrapped, running into some issues with that, so it didn't get done. At some point, it's going to match my motorcycle. It's my plan. We'll see if it happens. But all right, guys, well, I appreciate you tuning in. And come Friday afternoon, evening, into the night, depending on how long it takes me to get it up and going, then there will be another video posted. And I appreciate you guys and hope you enjoy following along.